This is Rebecca Fillmore, and I want to welcome you to Her Inspired Mind podcast. Each week, I will be helping you strengthen your mind, be inspired, encouraged, and empowered. Be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you aren't yet, follow me on Instagram at Inspire Her Mindset for daily inspiration. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Her Inspired Mind podcast. Today, I would like to talk to you about listening to your intuition. Now, a lot of people call intuition your gut instinct, feeling vibes, feeling energy, right? But I believe that intuition is really God prompting us because His Holy Spirit dwells in us and He prompts us through His Holy Spirit. So, you'll see a lot of times, maybe you've been in relationship with someone, or you're pursuing a relationship, or you're trying to do something and you don't feel 100% sure about it, but you still keep going. Or you'll feel like something just doesn't set right with you, but you ignore it and you just keep pursuing that person or that thing. And really, I feel like it's God just trying to look out for us. And a lot of times what ends up happening when we don't pay attention to those promptings that we get, that intuition feeling, that gut feeling that we get, we end up getting hurt. How many times have you been pursuing to be in a relationship with someone and you just get like this feeling that something isn't right? And you don't pay attention. You ignore the red flags, as they call them, and you continue to try to make things work with someone, or you keep going forward when you just felt like something wasn't right. And later on down the road, whether it's a few weeks, a few months, a few years, you keep getting hit with these feelings that something isn't right, and then you find out something, right? And then each time that something happens, you get hurt a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more, until sometimes that thing or the things that you keep going through just break you down. And you sit and you think to yourself like, man, I should have listened to myself. Right? And that's just, sometimes we want to be stubborn, or because sometimes we just want to see things for what we want to see them and not for what they truly are. And I think it's important that we recognize that these gut feelings, or these intuitions as they call them, isn't really us. I really truly believe that it's God looking out for us, but we choose to ignore, So instead of beating yourself up, if you've done this over and over again, first of all, I want you to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not listening and paying attention to the clues and the signs. And learn from those mistakes. Learn for your future self. Because beating yourself up and living in regret is not going to change the past. All we can do is learn from our mistakes and not repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Because when you repeat the same things over and over again, that's insanity. That's insane, right? They call that insanity. So I want you to start learning how to trust yourself. Learn how to, when people tell you that they're a certain way, but then they show you that they're a different way, pay attention to what they do and not what they say. Because just because someone seems like a good person, or maybe they do have a lot of good attributes, but let's say in the beginning of the relationship, they tell little white lies. Or maybe they said they were going to show up for you at a certain time and they didn't. Or maybe they said they were going to call you at a certain time and they didn't. Or they disappeared on you for weeks at a time. Right? That doesn't feel very good. So then they come back to you with the story and they apologize and they say, I'm not going to do it again, but they keep doing it over and over and over again. So my question to you is, how many times does someone have to do something to you for you to believe that that's just who they are? People might put a mask on in the beginning, but then with time, they will show you who they truly are. Something that I heard is that you'll know who someone truly is within the first 6 months. So if in the first 6 months, they're showing you that they won't show up for you when they said they would, you catch them in lies, you see them maybe flirting with other people, or whatever the case may be, you have to believe that. There's nothing that you can do to change this person. That's just who they are. And you have no control over them either. Even if they are attractive, or maybe the sex is good to you, or they have money, or the lifestyle that you are so attracted to. But you have to know your worth and know that you deserve someone who's going to be loyal to you, that you deserve someone who's going to keep their word to you, someone who's going to be there for you unconditionally. So pay attention to the signs, to the red flags, as they say. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to how you feel around them. Do you feel completely safe and vulnerable with your emotions, with your life with them? Or do you feel insecure? Do you feel like, I don't know, something just don't feel right? Pay attention to that. Pay attention, because that's God trying to warn you that this isn't it. Stop trying to paint a picture with different colors than what somebody is showing you. That's just who they are. And there's nothing that you can do to change their mind. There's no amount of things you can do to someone, for them to be that person for you. There's no amount of sex. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of words that you can say. Long drawn out text messages where you're expressing your emotions and your feelings and stuff like that. And you're trying and you're basically begging this person to be someone who they aren't. Do you realize the expectation and the pressure you're putting on this person? Why wouldn't you just allow them to be who they are and you be who you are, but you just knowing your worth, your value, your standards, what you will and won't put up with, and don't compromise yourself to bend over backwards for this person who isn't really who you want to be with, you know? And you could even apply this to friendships as well. You can really tell a lot about a person by how they treat other people. So, there's friendships that maybe they seem cool at first, but then you start getting a feeling like that maybe they're not being loyal to you, or they're doing things behind your back. You need to pay attention to this. Don't ignore those red flags. Don't ignore those signs or those promptings that God is placing in you. Yes, we can be forgiving and we can give people chances. But you also have to pay attention, because energy doesn't lie. We are spiritual beings. We have the spirit that dwells within us. And the more in tune that you are with that, the more that you're going to feel when something is off. So just start paying attention to this. Even if it's like you feel like somebody invites you somewhere and you feel like, I don't know if I want to go. But they're like, come on, let's go. Why are you being so boring? Why are you being like this? You don't have to pay attention to them, because whatever you feel is what is right. Maybe God is trying to protect you from going somewhere and something bad happening. Or, he's trying to keep you in this space for a reason. So just start listening to your intuition, aka God gut, I would say, because that's the spirit trying to protect you. Start practicing listening, and do it regardless of how anyone else feels. If someone wants to get their feelings hurt, they want to feel offended, that's on them. It's not on you, because at the end of the day, it's you that goes to bed with yourself, wakes up with yourself. And if God is prompting something in you, you need to pay attention. Because when you don't pay attention, each time that you don't pay attention, God will show you again. And he'll show you again and again and again. And each time he's going to hit you even harder than the first time. So might as well pay attention from the beginning. Don't keep trying to learn the hard way. You don't have to learn the hard way. You don't have to keep abusing yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. If you continue to do the same things over and over again, you continue to ignore the same red flags, you're abusing yourself. You can't blame no one else but yourself for you continuing to go through the things that you go through. Because at the end of the day, we are all responsible for our feelings, for our emotions, and for our lives. So I want you to really start practicing listening to your intuition, listening to how you feel around certain people, how you feel doing certain things. And if it doesn't feel right, don't keep pursuing it. Do not. I want you to see a big red stop sign. Like, do not enter, caution zone, whatever, however you want to imagine it. When you feel those feelings, pay attention. God is looking out for you. All right? He wants you to live a happy and fulfilled life. Trust and know and believe that whoever is meant to be in your life will be, and it does not have to be that hard. Stop trying to make things happen with things that don't fit. Have you ever tried to put a piece on a puzzle that don't go there? No matter how much you try to push that piece into that part of the puzzle, it's not going to fit. So stop trying to make people fit in your life that don't belong in there. Because all it's going to do is continue to cause you pain and heartache and frustration and wasting time. Okay? Trust in God, first and foremost. Secondly, trust in your intuition, which is the prompting of His Spirit in you. And you're going to see how much less stress you're going to have, how much less frustration you're going to have, and how much more peace you're going to bring into your life and calmness. And everything is going to start making more sense. You're going to get out of that cycle of hurt and pain. You're going to start to heal. And you're going to start to see that more and more things that belong in your life are going to be attracted into your life. And you're going to be able to become who you were created to be. Because when you allow things in your life that don't belong in there, then you're blocking the next door from opening. You're blocking those blessings that are supposed to come in your life. Because you can't pour clean water into a dirty cup and expect that water to stay clean. So if your life is full of dirty things and things that don't belong, you're blocking your blessings that are supposed to be in your life and supposed to come into your life. All right? Please, I love you guys, and everything that I share is for your own good. I want you to be happy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have peace. You deserve to have joy. Stop sabotaging yourself by not listening to your gut and allowing people in your life that don't belong. All right? So if you feel like this was helpful to you, please share it with your friends on your social media. Again, you can always follow me at Inspire Her Mindset on Instagram and find me on Facebook at Rebecca Fillmore. And I will talk to you guys on the next episode.